Hello everyone and welcome. This is Thanatos casting. I am taking on Pro against Mousesports. This is a best of 3, this being the first game, that is to say game 1. This is from the HyperX D2L tournament. Please, if you can afford it, if you have the means, get in your Dota client, buy the ticket, massive tournament, got all the best teams in the world. So totally worth it. Support your Dota. As per usual, trying to pick up the action, little way through the draft. VP have taken Darkseer, Lifestealer, Disruptor, Mousesports, Visage, Timbersaw, and Pugner. First thing that strikes me about the draft is the Vengeful pick. Vengeful Man, that is, coming out from Mousesports. I haven't been looking too much at VP, but you know, it's not something that I believe Mousesports have been crippled by. I watch a fair amount of Mousesports games. I'll admit it up front, I'm a pretty big fan. I think Crit, he's my guy, he's my boy. Let's see how he can do today. Of course, no bias in the card. Just so everyone knows, this is a Unicorn standing in for Mousesports. He's been standing in for a long while. And so long, I've completely forgotten who Mouse have on their roster. Meanwhile, VP looks like they're missing Light of Heaven of Na'Vi fame. Hopefully, I'm not entirely sure about all the symbols and such, but they still have Arzat, NS, God. Maybe this is Light of Heaven. I don't know. They've got some standards. Both teams have standards. Unicorn, I've seen, he actually seems to have pretty good synergy with his Mousesports team. As I mentioned, he has been picking up on them a little bit. VP now looking to make the 4th pick. They have got the Disruptor, which I think is a really interesting pick. Crystal Maiden. I don't know, I love it. It's
Mousesports' turn to pick.
It's gotten buffed, obviously. I mean, Static Storm, the way it works on items now with BKB, that's an AoE Doom. That's huge, but I'm still not 100% convinced. BKBs can still be used. It's hard to get your kinetic field down. It's just, I'm not sure about Disruptor. I feel like he might need a little bit more. Make kinetic field a little bit easier to hit.
5 seconds remaining.
But, apparently VP believe in it more than I do, and,
Reserve time.
They're in a position of power here. Let's see what Syndrome picks up. Syndrome will be the drafter from Mousesports, and I think, his drafting is some of the best of any drafter. He plays mid for Mousesports and captains and drafts for them. Him as a tactician, pretty strong. I think that's really where he adds the most value to this team. Now picking up the Gyrocopter. Also want to make mention of the Darkseer that VP have picked up. Darkseer, one of those heroes which has really fallen off the face of the earth. If you go to TI3, it's probably the premier offlaner in a world of safe lane tri-lanes, but with a little nerf, I think vacuum cooldown increased by a couple seconds, and with offensive tri-lanes coming together more often, Darkseer just not finding as much play. Unusual to see him at all, let alone a first pick. I don't know exactly why VP would pick him quite so early. Now banning out the Venomancer.
Turn to ban.
Mousesport ban coming up. It looks like they have their offlaner, they've got their 2 supports, and they've got a safe lane farmer, so really they'll be looking for a mid player at this point to take on a Pugner. Mousesports banning out OD. That's very, very obvious, I would say, logical. Don't want your mana being drained, and now they'll pick up a Storm Spirit. Pretty solid choice. Has a lovely combination with Lifestealer. And there is a lot of synergy in this VP lineup. You can zip in, pop out with the Lifestealer, get vacuumed into a static storm kinetic field with a freezing field dropped on top. There's a lot that they can do together on VP, and the type of hero that they might have liked is Enigma, but it's going to be Mousesports picking that up. So I think what we'll see here is a farming Gyrocopter, although I'm pretty sure Unicorn was playing as their hard carry, so it's interesting to see him on Timbersaw. Syndrome will take the Pugna. Oh, it is Light of Heaven on the Darkseer. My boy Crit taking on Visage. A little bit of lag issues here, but hopefully we'll get through. Ace on the Gyrocopter. Rise taking on Enigma. And I think that this looks pretty dangerous for VP. An Enigma farming the jungle. Yeah, it's pretty strong, pretty good. Crit, strong in lane. Gyrocopter, strong in lane. Pugna, strong in lane. Timbersaw, strong in lane. It's going to be difficult for them to get an early lead, I think. Lifesteal is not the best
Prepare for battle.
laning carry. He's not the worst either, of course. That beast keeps him pretty survivable. Open wounds, a decent method of catching people, but blow your brains. He's a stand-in. It's going to be hard to get that synergy, and I'm not sure that this defensive tri-lane, what looks like a defensive tri-lane, will be able to take on what's starting to look like an offensive dual lane coming out of Mouse. Sending Ace, as well as Crit, into that top lane. Just bring up the last hits for you. Got a pause out here. Not sure exactly what the cause of that is. Hopefully it'll be over soon. Alright, let's take our time, run through the teams. VP. NS has the Disruptor. Light of Heaven on the Darkseer. God has the Storm Spirit. Stand and blow your brain on the Lifestealer and Arzot on the Crystal Maiden. Meanwhile, Crit, my boy, is on Visage. Ace taking control of the Gyrocopter. Syndrome, their captain. He will be taking on their Pugna in the mid lane. Rise, looking for some defensive jungle Enigma, possibly offensive. It could be an offensive tri-lane with a sort of offensive jungle Enigma. He's already skilled the either one to mana conversion. We'll see how that works out. Just to round things off though. Unicorn, finally ready, and he'll be taking on the Timbersaw solo safe lane. Now we have what looks to be offensive tri-lane featuring an offensive jungle Enigma. That's not something I've seen terribly often. I'm not sure if I've seen that in 6.79 at all. You do see this sort of thing more typically with an Enchantress. More typically with Chen. I mean, Enchantress most of all, great offensive jungle, has tremendous level 1 capabilities. Chen less so, but recently Na'Vi taking down Fnatic with exactly that. Puppy coming in this lane, he's had massive impact, and oh, that was defense. Offensive, defensive, offensive. It was offensive. Oh, Puppy did good stuff. And he is one of the few Chen players left.
Begins.
A little battle over this room. We'll spawn down bottom. It's in this room. Mousesports have got some fans. That's nice. Isn't that nice? Support your Dota, people. Remember, HyperX D2L. This is just an extra cost for funsies. Crit, my boy, getting his body block on. Did reduce the gap in between creeps and keep an eye on this mid lane. Looks as if Enigma was just hanging around. Rise got the Eidolons. Just sacrificed one of his own creeps. Managed to pick off a little bit of experience from the Storm Spirit. Put a little harass onto him. He's already fairly low, having to munch him to a tango. No, that isn't this second. That's just how the shared tango's looking at. And Enigma, very, very rapid jungle. Able to stack this camp. Head straight back in. And now in the end, there's been a little bit of lane switch up. Go and keep my eye on mid. Rachel being thrown out onto God. Crit chasing. Never blast available. I don't think he can get this, and he can't. Taking a whole lot of damage for that piece of harass. God is going to be able to salve off. But Syndrome doesn't have anything of the sort available to him. Hasn't got a bottle either, so he's going to have to munch on both of those shared tangos to get in any sort of fighting chase. And God's going to be able to harass him just a little bit. Arzot on the Crystal Maiden could be rotating around. He's picked up an Invis room.
Invisibility.
And I don't think there's any way that Mousesports have available to him to scout that out. Want to keep an eye very closely on this, and this is going to be first blood on Syndrome. Maybe he smells a rat. No, just trying to block the creep. You might have seen that. No, he's going to die now. First blood goes away the Lava. Syndrome just too aggressive, not quite being aware of what was happening. Unicorn on the top lane, try and deal with NS. He's managing to get a little bit out of the lane, he's getting some decent levels, but only the 2 creep kills so far. Meanwhile, Blow Your Brain, last hitting very efficiently. Trying to keep those creeps out of range of the tower, keep this creep wave nice and backed up, near to his tower, make it safe for him. Rise, he's rushed to Soul Ring, Light of Heaven, just getting all up in his business. He's going to take all those Eidolons, that's so much money for him. That is horrible for Rise. We're going to try and get a little harass onto him now. Searches up. And that penis missile is going to take a long time to do not much damage. Boom. Crit. Scouting up the top rune. Looks like he wants to put a little bit of aggression onto the Storm Spirit, but this hasn't been a good start so far. Now the Never Blast on top of the Grapplify. Storm Spirit trying to run away. He's getting under tower. Crit taking some tower damage. They need a couple more hits and they won't be able to get it. This is going all sorts of wrong on the mid lane. God is out of regen, but he might be bowl prone. And yep, he is. And Light of Heaven on the Darkseid, bringing himself a Soul Ring as well. And he's doing really well. He's already got the 12 last hits against the Gyrocopter, which I'd think Gyrocopter has enough range. Top lane, Crystal Maiden. There it is. Managing to pick off the Timbersaw with the assistance of the Disruptor. So Arzar's having a ripper start. Able to get that first kill for God in the mid lane with that Invis Rune. Now just doing work. Look at all the levels he's been able to scout out for himself. It's beautiful for him. Keep an eye on this mid lane. They could be trying to go on God again. Crit still doesn't have level 2. There's no Soul Assumption available to him. And he might have to back this one off. Light of Heaven. Scouts out the Hasten. He'll just wait. Rise. Perhaps going to try and deny it. Needs to be careful here. And Light of Heaven's going to take it. Immediately puts the Iron Shell on himself. He's just chasing after Rise and burning him down. I don't know if Rise can do anything about it. Gyrocopter's going to come over and try and help him out. And Light of Heaven's going to give up on that one. Pugner and Visage coming in to help him out, but the haste rune's too strong and he'll be able to get away. Still hasn't managed to pick up that Soul Ring, but Courier is working overtime for him. Bringing the Hand of Midas recipe out to Blow Your Brain. And that's going to be a 5-minute timing, tops. It's going to be less. It's going to be more like 450. Okay, it's going to be more like 5 minutes again. But anyway, he's going to get it very, very soon. Just has to buy his gloves of haste from the side shop, and he has the money available to him. We'll pick that up on 5 minutes, exactly. Lovely. Visage going to make it go on Storm Spirit again. Gods again taking a Grave Chill, taking some slaps. Taking a Soul Assumption, not enough damage. Trying to slap down Crit. And in the end, Pugner, Syndrome, able to pick up the last hit. And Crit desperately needed that. He's been shut down. He's getting so little out of this game. Just 1-2 as far as creep stats are concerned. Take an early look at the gold graph, and I expected it to be further in favour of BP, to be honest. Mousesports finding a little bit more than I had anticipated. I suppose it would be Enigma in the jungle. Disruptor and Crystal Maiden just aren't able to get the efficient farm from the jungle that they need to be. Syndrome now has his bottle. Gonna Bottle Crow. Might just wait with his Courier. Scout out the rune. We'll have Crit to help him do that. Crystal Maiden gonna do the same. Arzar gonna spot out this DD rune. Looks like they might want to try to go on G again, but Crit's gonna be in trouble. Arzar's coming in with that double damage rune. Needs to get off the Frostbite, and he will be able to get that kill. And now the Glimpse. Syndrome's coming back. He might be able to pick up AA, and he's not able to. Arzar is having a tremendous start to this game. He's already 3-on-1 involved in every single kill. He's got a killing spree, and he is wealthy. He has got way more than you would expect a Crystal Maiden to be able to at this stage in the game. Enigma also able to farm very well. I think Rise is really keeping Mousesports in this game at the moment. He's been relatively uncontested. Light of Heaven not able to do that much to him, and he's what's keeping them in it at this stage. So far as the net worth charts are concerned, you can see as what is essentially a 4 position, still able to get plenty more than the equivalent Darkseer, plenty more than the no, sorry, it would be an equivalent AA. And Azar doesn't have nearly so much, even with his killing spree.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Rise has no kill involvements, but more money than Darkseer or the Crystal Maiden, who he is in direct competition against, as well as his own Timbersaw being played by Unicorn. But now there's a gank coming down onto Ace, and he's not going to be able to get out of this. The zip in, there's an Ion Shell, Ace doing all sorts of damage, call down being dropped now, Ace running away though. And it looks like Rise was enough to put the fear of God into them. Although, God shouldn't be afraid of himself, I suppose.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And, in the end, Rise just having another solid team contribution. He's working towards his mech, and he'll be able to pick that up very, very soon. Much quicker than I expect mech to be coming out on the other side. Darkseer could be looking to pick that up. Difficult to say at this point. Now Vacuum, just trying to pick off a couple more Eidolons, but not able to with the Eidolons respawning. Now Storm Spirit, chasing down Crit. God's going to pop off the Illusion and bottle himself up a little more. Unable to get any more work done, but the problem in this game is Blow Your Brain. He's got his Midas and Phase Boots and Orb of Venom. 8 minutes 30 into the game, that's too fast. And I don't know what the answer is. Gyrocopter won't be able to handle this. He does so much magic damage, I don't know if he's going to have an answer for Raged Up Lifestealer. Meanwhile, down bottom, Light of Heaven got picked off. Black Hole not being used.
Fate was always crystal clear.
Nuggets. Well, looks like Arzart doing more work. Hit his Frostbite. Hit his Frost Nova, and along with the Disruptor, with Glimpse, able to pick off the Timbersaw once again. Unicorn not doing as well as he has done. He's been really effective in the stand-in games that I've seen.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Crit now making his way down towards God on the Storm Spirit. Iron Shell being used by Light of Heaven, trying to push out his creep wave to keep his farm moving. Meanwhile, Syndra's got an empty lane, and he's not done nearly enough damage to this tower, I suggest. He's got an empty lane, he needs to be able to do something about that. Rise and Crit, both smoked up. Ace uses his Flat Cannon, and at any moment we could see a zip in from Storm Spirit. I have to see if they take that on, but it looks like Storm Spirit TPing back, and Pugna could be in some trouble. Has Life Drain available to him, but he won't be able to do anything about it now. Uses the Decrepify on himself, runs himself out of money, uses stick charges, and now tries to drain some life. He's doing exceptionally well, he's going to stay alive, he's trying to get out, and now Unicorn on the chase, glimpsed out. In the end, no harm, no foul. But that's only as far as kills. The economic damage done to Storm Spirit was great. And Darkseer, without his Storm Spirit helping him, looks like he was picked off. Cooldown being used, still no Black Hole though. And they're going to be pushing out this bottom tower just as quickly as they can. Meanwhile, opposite end of the map, we see that Blow Your Brain, he's cutting some creeps, and he's going to get some. He's going to be able to bring this tower down unless they can test it really, really soon. Glyph isn't available though, and I don't see it happening. Rages up. Get that last hit. And meanwhile on the other side, Disruptor able to get the deny on the tower, doing a little bit of economic damage himself. And a rush of items coming the way of BP. Able to pick up 2 sets of treads as well as a drone. And this Lifestealer is moving fast. His item progression is incredible. Meanwhile, 11-minute mechanics being picked up by Rise on the Enigma. They're going to be trying to push this tier 2 tower. They should be able to get it. They have a Nether Ward available to them, as well as a full level Nether Blast, and I think with this next line of creeps, they should be able to get this just fine. Although there is a smoke up on NS, as well as AA, Arzart. Glimpse back, Crit, he's in trouble. He's gonna fall. Crystal Maiden managing to pick off the kill, and now Syndrome could be in a little bit more trouble. God's chasing him. Just gonna back off at this point. Now trying to take out the Eidolons. Look at this Crystal Maiden, he's just so wealthy. You would think that Storm Spirit with only 1 death and 4 kill involvements to his name would be way ahead. They smoked up, is immediately broken. NS looking, doesn't have points available to him. Now he puts up a stack, don't connect, feeling he's got to catch Syndrome inside. Syndrome's trying to run, but he can't hide. Rise now chasing. Ace drops the cooldown, he's going to hit 2 or 3, he's going to hit 2 at least. And now Azar's going to end that mega kill streak. Syndrome rocketing up the net worth chart with that kill. In the meantime, but Blow Your Brain is getting uncontested farm. He's 93 creep kills 12 minutes in. That's something like 8 a minute in the first 12 minutes. That's too much. That's much too much. Mouse can't be conceding that sort of advantage for a lifestealer when they don't have a tremendous amount of lockdown. Timbersaw, no lockdown. Pugner, mild lockdown. Enigma, he's got Black Hole. That'll be effective. Gyrocopter, no lockdown, but now we're looking for middle. Blow Your Brain, getting a little bit aggressive with it. Does have Infest level 2 available to him. Don't take down this Neverwood. 60 extra gold. His equivalent Ace doesn't have nearly so much. Doesn't have a Hand of Midas, and has, you know, little over half the creep kills. He's standing at just under 60. Lifestealer just over 100.
Middle tower is under attack.
Still Rise being able to push through and give him some gold. Big mega kill gold going for Wave Syndrome as well as a couple of towers, but this is a problem. They haven't been able to shut down Blow Your Brain. He's working towards his armlet very, very quickly. And they don't have a great tower taking lineup. They've only got the 1 tower. They have a tower deficit, and look at this gold advantage. If he gets another tower kill, he's at 3,000 ahead, a full 3,000 ahead of his nearest rival on either team. Gotta be careful here. Looks like it could be a massive engagement, and I think VP could be in trouble if they get in the wrong place. The cooldown Black Hole is going to do too much damage. Neverwood really effective as well. Tower staying out deny range. Siege Creek coming though. Ace is effectively a full item behind the Lifestealer at this stage. You know, I like to talk about how Midas at this stage of the game is effectively 1800 gold less. You have 1800 gold less when you have a Midas. Even if you take away this item, call it useless, and I do mean 1900 gold of course. Even if you take away 1900 gold, he's still ahead of the Gyrocopter. He has more effective items than the Gyrocopter. And that's after the Midas. He has salved up, he's smoking up as well, and they want to pick off Ace and make this a bigger lead still. Smoke's going to reveal, big cooldown being hit, kinetic field as well, stack storm, Ace is going to fall, but meanwhile there's a reaction, Unicorn trying to join into the fight, Arzat's going to take a fall, NS trying to escape, does have a TP available to him, but Unicorn's going to be able to burst him down very quickly, but looks like they want Blow Your Brain much more, has Infest available, never was able to use it. And in the end, Visage, Crit, my boy, managing to pick up a double kill. Lifestealer was able to spend most of his gold before that death, but you know, problematic for VP. They used the smoke and ban engagement and they just got caught out. They lose a tier 2 for it, and they can't afford to keep on sacking tier 2s. Unicorn just trying to thwart the push coming top. Crit now building towards an early Aghanim Scepter. Is what's better than 2 familiar stuns? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Storm Spirit. He's trying to work towards an Orchid. Going to be able to shut down Gyro fairly well. Now Mechanism coming out on part of the Darkseer. But God is where you need to have your vision at. He's got he's got Blow Your Brain inside, and he's going to be real nasty when he pops out for whoever he surprises. Darkseer, he's going to make his way up here soon. Live Heaven, here he comes. And now he's zipping in. They found Ace, they're going to blow him up immediately. Unicorn getting hit by the Frostbite, trying to chase down AA boat. Glimpse going onto Rise. Rise has Black Hole available, doesn't want to use it now, and now he doesn't have Black Hole available. Used all his mana on the Mechanism. That's a big bad engagement if you're a Mouse fan. They lost everything in that fight, and Enigma still hasn't gotten off a black hole. He had that black hole available to him at like 6 minutes. He was farming really nicely for himself. That's his first death. He hasn't used a single black hole. I feel like he could have been a little bit more aggressive, picked up some other kills. S&Y now being picked up on the gyrocopter. Interesting to see if he keeps this the whole game. I've seen a recent trend. You get the Sanjin Yaksha for the move speed, the early utility. It's easy to build with small components. You can turn that into your halberds and your Manta style. So we'll see if he takes this item and disassembles it later for some bigger, more tier 4 items, a little bit higher value. A little bit of push coming now from the side of VP. They do have a significant tower deficit, and they should. They're up against a Pugner, who is working towards a life drain of zone. I think it's really important that people understand how good Ags on Pugner is. It's 240 DPS. It's 240 DPS! That's so much damage! Meanwhile, Pugner, Syndra in the mid lane. Illusion Rune bowled up by G. We just got a little lull in the action. NS, looking to do some warding perhaps. Finds a nifty little spot you don't see too often. Want to keep my eyes on the top lane. And now immediately open wounds being cast onto Unicorn. Double TP reaction. Blow Your Brain's got to get the hell out of dodge. Syndra, the first to arrive, used for Decrepify, and now he wants more. Infest back into Gods, and they could be able to turn this if they want to. Some TP reactions. They could catch someone out. Meanwhile, Malif is going on to AA. Triple Idle One's doing as much work as they can. And now the Grave Chill. He's running as best as he can. Light of Heaven pops up on the mechanism to try and keep himself. And then the Surgeon. He will be able to escape. Didn't pop off any spells during that engagement, and probably couldn't have if he wanted to get away. Meanwhile, God and Blow Your Brain are going to push the tower after the reactions to that Crystal Maiden. Fortify being used. Ace cleaning up the creeps. Meanwhile, all this time, NS is getting way more than you'd expect off the map. He's able to push this tower solo. Split push Disruptor, who knew? Light of Heaven. Missing a tower kill. Yikes. It's I've been talking to some people, and he's not the Light of Heaven that many of us remember. Now a surge from Light of Heaven. Glimpse being used, Kinetic Field, Static Storm. They want to pick up on crit. The Water being used as well, and indeed it was an illusion of Visage hit, taking him down in the end. The credit does go the way of NS. He's not blocked in by creeps. I thought he might have been for a second. Trying to juke out all these familiar stones, and he's going to take a fall now. Glimpses him back, but that just gives Gyrocopter a free trip back to the creep wave if he wants to farm anyway. Timbersaw working towards his Bloodstone at this stage. Bloodstone's such a good item. I think people underestimate how the change in buyback changes the effectiveness of a Bloodstone. God has found Syndra in the bushes, hits him with the Orchid, Frostbite, Frost Nova. He's now dominating. This is a problem. Mouse have problems. Take a look at our gold chart now. Spiking downwards again. Net worth. The gap increases for the Lifestealer as that Hand of Midas allows him to snowball more and more. The experience chart. That's probably the effect of the Midas there too. About an 1800 lead to BP. And I would suggest that they have what you would conventionally consider the better late game lineup. Timbersaw falls off a little bit. Pugner falls off a little bit. Gyrocopter, not the hardest of our characters. He's good. He's really good, don't get me wrong. But against the likes of a Lifestealer and a Storm Spirit, the utility that a Disruptor can bring to fights so far as lockdown, controlling position and items. With Arzad getting the start he did, he's going to have a lot of tankiness to him, and the buff on Freezing Field could become important. I feel like VP in the late game will have a really strong chance. God fighting now, with his invisibility rune, he'll spot out the entire team. It's a 5-man push. They've decided it is time. They've got the team fight with the Black Hole, the Pugna Blast, the Call Down, the Timbersaw. They're going to be able to put out huge AoE damage. Radiant's Courier has been killed. That's God. And
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
my hotkeys aren't working the way they used to, but that's okay. Looks like a tower trade in the end. But VP getting the better of this once again. But Mouse aren't done. They're going to keep pushing. They're going to push until you stop them from pushing. But they've just given away 2 tier 2s for a tier 1. They only just made it to a tier 2 and they're going to have to pull out. The Bane of Pugnus and the Tide are big split pushing lineups, and that's what VP have shown themselves to be able to do. And now they're taking on this tier 3, and there's not enough people coming back in time to fix this. They're going to lose that tier 3. They're going to lose the tier 3. There's no way that you should be losing tier 3s at this stage of the game. VP's starting to get greedy. They want more, but I don't think they can handle it. Rise could come in at any moment. He's very nearly got his BKB. And he would be able to just end the game effectively. Pugna finishing off his Aghanim Scepter. That's a useful pickup, but I'm so surprised that VP weren't able to defend this tower. This shouldn't have happened. And I don't know what Chris doing. My boy gets caught out, Orc Malevolence, drops the Familiars, changes the stun a little bit more mana available to Chris. Sorry, available to God on the Storm Spirit. The mech from Rise keeping them all in fighting shape. But at this stage, Mouse have ceded any ability whatsoever to push as 5. Because they know if they push as 5, they have a tier 3 exposed here and the full barracks exposed here. They can't push both those lanes because they're a central, death ball, team fight, together as 5 type of lineup. Because of some, I'm going to go iffy decision making, they will be unable to do that the rest of this game unless they have a massive advantage. They had to keep the lane equilibrium exactly as they wanted, and this is problem. This is serious problem for for Mouse fans. Gold chart continuing to spiral out of control. Experience chart looks about the same gradient, but of course you look at the scale, it's not too bad. I think more important is the hero level. See Visage unable to get his level 2 familiars, all of VP able to pick up their level 2 ultimates. That's important for your Static Storm, for your walls coming out of Light of Heaven. And of course the Lifestealer up top. More levels, more good. Dang it! Didn't even notice, but Syndrome taking a fall here. Gyrocopter finishes off his BKB. They're going to have to defend these barracks, and they're about to lose this last remaining outer tier tower. This is going all wrong for VP. From Mousesports, jeez. One of those games, guys. One of those games. They're going to burn a Fortify on it, but God and NS are still here, and when they see a reaction, when they see that these are exposed, Lifesteal's going to be able to back off. He's going to lose his creep wave, lose his siege creeps. But look, Range Barracks' health doesn't come back anymore. Ever. Visage finishing up his Aghanim Scepter with level 1 birds. Just not getting the levels out of this game. Blow Your Brain is going to stay here. He's going to push by himself as much as he wants. Able to finish up a full Abyssal now. No one can take that. No one. Not even close. So they push with NS and God down bottom. The Braxes are exposed. Crystal Maiden Arzad, after his tremendous mega kill start, has finished off a full BKB. He's got that sitting in. Why am a good lord would Unicorn be there? Storm Spirit finishes off a BKB, and against the magical burst that comes out of a Timbersaw. Oh, where is he? Where are you? Just a little bit of dewarding action, okay. Did see a jump come out. I think that's being held by the... Yep, it's being held by Disruptor. He stood on the low ground. Storm Spirit zipped up. Blow Your Brain. They're going to have to commit so many to try and defend this, and as soon as this lane is getting pushed out at all, with no one attending it, Disruptor, Light of Heaven, they can come back and finish it off. Crystal Maiden able to free farm. They're controlling the map with 2 heroes. Storm Spirit, able to free farm, go wherever he likes. They'll see this, they'll realize that Lifestealer could be in some danger. Blow Your Brain backs off. TP out, and it looks like they want Rosh at this stage. And they can take it. Static Storm, sorry, Thunderstrike. Breaking the Lincoln. Frostbite to follow. Eventually. There it is. Holding him in place. BKB immediately popped off. That's a misclick. That is fat-fingered Storm Spirit. He did not want to do that. What is that? That's a 10-second charge they've just wasted. Awkward burst. Not doing too much to Rashawn, but he will fall. And Mousesports are in absolutely no position to contest it. I hope I made that clear to you all. They couldn't do a thing about that. Storm Spirit pops up a regen rune, and he'll keep that burning for ages. He will zip and zap everywhere. Until he feels happy? No, he'll let it fall. Well, can't get them all. Visage. I mean, Crit's managed to farm himself an Aghanim Scepter. But remember, his start was in mid lane trying to shut down this Storm Spirit. He's not getting the farm he needs. Unicorn, having a horror game, hasn't managed to finish off his... Who knows what he's going for at this stage. He's picked up a Yoga Clock. Maybe a casual point boost, but he's decided he needs a BKB. Looks like a smoke tank, and it is. Arzat leading the way. He's too tanky now. That's okay for a Crystal Man to do at this stage. God has got a surprise inside. He's going to unleash it on all of
Dire's
Mousesports.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
Smoke
fortified.
revealed. Here we go. Never Ward doing some work. Now the cooldown being used. BKB's being popped everywhere, and they've blown up Enigma. They don't have a black hole available to them. Lifestealer going through them, doing so much work. Crystal Maiden able to pick off the Timber Sword. Ace on the run, but his BKB's about to fall off, and he's in deep trouble. Light of Heaven going to escape away from that Soul Assumption. This is going to be a full team wipe. This is 5 for none. This is GG. And there is nothing that Mouse can do about it. Enigma popped off his BKB, did the best he could, and there's nothing to be done. GG is called good game. And Virtus Pro taken down Mousesports. Is that the real Psylocke? Who knows? When all was said and done, their laning stage did not go the way that it should have. They let Blow Your Brain get really big. That Abyssal Blade chewed up their biggest, best heroes. He was able to go through the BKB of the Enigma. Not a single black hole used that game, and I think that's an indictment on Rise. Maybe he didn't have a great opportunity, but surely he could have found a chance once or twice to get at least solo kills. You've got to find a way to get some kills. When you need to man up and group up as 5, you just need a couple of pickoffs to make it all work. And Rise wasn't able to help him out in doing that. Crit didn't get the job done, helping out his mid lane. Syndron didn't push for towers fast enough. Unicorn, horror game. Nothing much went right in the end, if you're a Mouse fan. Congratulations to VP. Light of Heaven had a rocky start, but he ended up doing just fine. Storm Spirit, G, thought he was really impactful. Arzat, probably your MVP of the game. Started off with a mega kill streak. And, I mean, he's got a Black King bar under 30 minutes with treads, earned Bracer. Too much by far from VP. Well, congratulations to VP. I'll see you later. This was HyperX D2L game. Buy your tickets. Have a good one.